there's nobody on here, but just for the purposes
Okay. Yep.
of having our details all consistent, because I'll say these two slides at the beginning of every presentation. So again, welcome to the 2020 Rocky Talks for the Academy of Mechatronics at W.H. Croxford High School. These are my grade 10s who are presenting on their passion projects that they've been doing research on for the last 2 months. Jacob, if you can move to the next slide. So just a little bit about me. I'm Mr. Remus-Everitt. I'm the lead teacher for the Academy of Mechatronics at W.H. Croxford. And this is our student voice and choice opportunity for students to choose what kind of learning they want to do and how they go about communicating what they've learned through the process. And of course, this is our pandemic style. Normally we'd be over at the Ed Center in the Wild Rose Room presenting to public as well as teachers, members of the board office. And because we're in the situation we're in, we are doing this remotely and virtually. Last slide, my friend. Housekeeping rules. If you're joining, please make sure your microphones are on mute. All these sessions will be recorded so the students can get a copy to add to their websites. We will have an opportunity to ask questions at the end of the presentation. If you don't feel like asking it over the system, you can send a chat and I'll do my best to read your questions off to the students. And then the last point is, even though students faced some challenges when they were creating these projects, they have done really well at facing those failures, as failure is the first attempt in learning. So I hope you enjoy these presentations. The first group of students up are Ryan and Jacob. Go ahead, Jacob. It's all yours.
Hello, I'm Ryan Matar.
And I am Jacob Polmark. And me and Ryan did the Minecraft mod and texture pack. About us. Why we joined Mechatronics. I joined the Mechatronics program because I grew up my whole life playing video games and always wanted to see what the other side was like, the developing of a game. In Mechatronics, coding is my favorite portion. I love to piece together the game from the inside. I hope to succeed in Mechatronics and further my knowledge in video game development, so I may choose this as a possible career.
I joined Mech because I thought it would be a great learning experience and opportunity that would build towards my future. I was already extremely interested in coding, animation, and programming, which I feel I've already learned a lot about this year, and I hope to learn more about in the next year of Mech and in the future.
Why we chose this project. We chose this project because during our time playing Minecraft, after we completed it, there was nothing to do, so we decided to add more to the game, and that was creating a mod.
We also already touched base on Java a little bit with the Doug the Robot in Mech, and thought this was the next step to going into more depth and learning more about it. Well, what did we do exactly? We created a mod or modification for the game Minecraft and made a texture pack to go along with that mod. Here are some examples of a few textures we've made.
The creation of the texture pack. NovaSkin.me is a program we decided to use. NovaSkin.me is a program that allows you to open the texture files and redraw the textures, and then you can download the textures via zip file and plug them in Minecraft. This program was very easy for us to use, especially having no prior knowledge to how to edit textures. Challenges with the texture pack. Our biggest challenge with the texture pack was our lack of art skills. Trying to draw things that we had never even tried to draw before, it's kind of difficult. And when drawing small pixels at a time, it's hard to vision what the final product would look like. The second challenge was the program would not save our work, and this ended up becoming a reoccurring issue. The solution. To solve our art skill deficiency, we continue to practice our art via making more textures until we reached a reasonable level. To get rid of the program deleting our work, we just downloaded our work every time we finished a session and made it into one large folder at the end.
The creation of the mod. To create the mod, we needed a way to edit the Minecraft code, which can only be achieved through use of an IDE. This benefits Small Society as it will allow others in the future who play the game to have more to do after they finish the game, as we thought we would have liked to have when we used to play it. This relates directly to Mechatronics as it goes into programming and coding, which is a main focus of the Academy. Problems with the mod. We had a lot of trouble finding someone to teach us how to make our mod and which IDEs to use. We went through YouTube and social media. The second problem we encountered was finding a good IDE that had the functions we wanted. The solution. We ended up finding a good mentor named Turdywordy on YouTube who recommended a good IDE that we ended up using to create our mod. For the current product, we have a total of 4 different items. We also have 27 textures.
Moving forward, we plan on continuing our work with the mod and trying to make it better over the summer and any free time we have until we believe it's complete.
We'd like to publish the mod if possible somewhere in the middle of summer so that it is able to be enjoyed by others freely, which is the entire purpose we created the mod. Takeaways from this project. Number 1, troubleshooting failure. We feel that we had to do a lot of this while we were installing our IDEs, as we had a lot of trouble with it, as my computer would be able to install some that his couldn't, and the other way around as well.
We feel as though it's very important to self-direct ourselves towards working, especially in quarantine, because otherwise we'll never finish our work. We experienced this when we procrastinated until the last 2 weeks, which we then had to do a lot more in a shorter time frame.
The final one was collaboration and learning together. This goes back to when I talked about troubleshooting failure, as my computer had a lot of different functions than his did, and the other way around as well, which made it really hard for us to do the same things and learn at the same time. But through the code, we ended up figuring it out, and we finished our mod.
Any questions?
Okay, so does any of the group go ahead, Sonny? You can ask, unmute yourself.
Sorry, it's Bodie. I was wondering, what was the inspiration behind your textures?
For the inspiration behind the textures, we had already had this like tech theme. So from there, it was just choosing our color palette, and then once we had done that, we just kind of started like drawing, and then it pieced together itself for us.
And as well, you talked about how you wanted to create a game. What drove you to make a Minecraft mod instead?
We chose to do a Minecraft mod because we really like Minecraft, and after playing a lot of hours on it, and it just seems to lack content after you've done like all the main achievements. So we wanted to make a mod to increase how much we had to do.
Okay, thank you.
Oops. Anybody else have a question to ask?
I do have a question, Bodie. Can you mute your mic? My question is based on. Sorry, you're in Bodie. Sorry, my question is, in the mod when you're developing, are you thinking of using like a code recovery program like GitHub or something to make it easier for development in the future and in the summer?
We managed to get into contact with the mentor I talked about, who's Turdywordy on YouTube, and we talked about stuff like that, but we were thinking not just yet. We want to get like really familiar and comfortable with just what we're doing right now, and then we'll go into extra stuff to like change it up.
Awesome, thank you.
Anybody else? Let me just check the chat, see if anybody put anything on the chat. Okay. Very nicely done, Jacob and Ryan. I appreciate that. I'm going to stop the recording at this time so that it will make a timestamp and be able to give you guys your copy of it, and you can edit it as you see fit. Kobe has a question. Okay. No worries. Thanks, Kobe. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording for now, and we'll regroup.